These workshops, they are, from my analysis, they are very special. It's the first time. I've worked for the last, 20 years. Of course, a lot of it was into development work. But within the context of research, it's the first time I see policy having a direct interface with research. You know, when those people are developing policies, they write position papers, they will grab a consultant to do some easy mapping, not so much rigorous research. But here we see rigorous research interfacing directly with the policy development. I mean, for me, that's groundbreaking. I didn't know that the policymakers could be that open, could be that willing, to contribute ideas. They see it as their thing. I mean, we look at the experience of Tanzania, everybody was excited, everybody was, these days are not enough, we could have done this again. I just saw that, you can review an entire policy document within a little time, and these are constant reviews looking at everything that you really need to look at. And I think that's why the people were excited.
When you look at this case scenario, it gives you a more critical lens to look at how best you can come up with a policy that's going to stand for the test of time. Sector-specific policies that we are developing should be subject to this tool. Me, I've seen that as a very powerful tool for us to use. The benefits are really enormous. One is that we are building the capacity of the technical people to be in position to develop policies that can really address the issues in the sector. Two, the other benefit that I see in this is that it's going to guide us when we are coming to inform the top policy makers in terms of decision making. Where are we going to give our priorities? Where are we going to have a strategic intervention? Based on what? This tool guides us ably into that. Then three, it brings in the aspect of coordination. Being with these multi-sectoral agencies and departments, we waste a lot of resources in terms of time, in terms of money, in terms of the capacity of human resource. But with this tool, when you reflect on it very clearly, the case scenario issue, you will see that, you have it brings back this very strong aspect of coordination, which is very critical for us.
I found it is the approach which is quite strategic. It's very good because just like what we say, it is a country-led strategy for mechanization. That's the approach that we like. It's quite practical. What I'm planning with what we have been doing since yesterday, I plan to quickly revert on developing the policy on agric mechanization. Because you cannot talk of mechanization if you don't have the governing regulations. Yeah? So quickly, that's what I want to do. Should be able to start very fast because guidelines are there, frameworks are there, although part of them need review. So I think from that we can craft a policy.
Yeah, it was very good because the scenarios, they will help you to test the issues that you are putting into your policy, to see what can work and what cannot work. So it was good to combine the scenarios and the issues that the policy is being addressing. Because in the past we just put the issues and the policy without even testing them through a different of scenarios, so that to be sure that if the scenario is going to work or this one is not going to work. So it has been very useful to combine actually the scenarios and the process for the review. The contribution of this process is quite enormous. It is quite enriching. It gives you the skills, the understanding, the broad understanding. How are you going to use the scenarios to test what you're going to put into your policy? And that will make sure that the policy that you're going to formulate, whether it is new or the one you are reviewing, you'll be very sure once you test them, you test the issues vis-a-vis the scenarios that you're going to test with. So you'll be sure that there are things that can work, there are things that cannot work. So it has been very contributing really to our new policy that will be coming soon or later. The other thing that I would say is just to thank the instructors. They have been, you see, when people talked about the scenarios, people would think that this is a magic thing. But the way they actually introduced the scenarios, explained it to us using very simple language, so that everybody could understand it. Next time, if we have another opportunity to have understand this better, because I know that we'll be using these scenarios every time we develop our new policies or review any policy that we'll be doing in this country, to use this technique and skills.
Yeah, the experience for sure has been so good. And like as we said, it really has come at the right time, since we are in the process of reviewing our national environmental policy. We have learned that there are still more issues that we are missing and need to be incorporated in this stage. The scenario work has been very much productive in a way that it has made us, and also the participants in general, to be more on proposing what will make the review more meaningful, contribute to the development process and also to the future, rather than criticizing like it was before. So you find that these scenarios, as in we've been rotating in different groups, we've learned that once we analyze the situation, we identify the problem, and then we suggest the solution for the way forward, which means that the country will be in a better position to conserve the environment, as in a way of having it sustainably managed to meet the basic needs of the present and without compromising the future needs.